Pickles house, everybody. I am excited for this one. I got a really special guest here today, man. This dude, he is a staple in New Orleans comedy scene. He runs Comedy Fuck Yeah. He's got, I believe it's another open mic they do every Thursday at the Dragon's Den. Comedy Fuck Yeah is every Friday, and he also has a new show called The Big Show. Is that a monthly?
That's a monthly.
It's a monthly at Hi Ho Lounge, right?
Second Saturdays. Yeah.
There you go. Everybody, put your hands together for Vincent Zambon, you guys. Hell yeah.
Thank you. All right.
What's up, my brother?
None much. Excited to be here. Happy to be here.
I'm happy you took some time out of your day to come hang out with me.
Yeah,
man. I
not
appreciate
cleaning
that.
swimming pools today, not touching any leaves.
It's a nice, there's a lot of leaves out there right now, too. Take a day from the leaves, bro.
Oh, man, I hate leaves. And they got all these little things here. They're just...
Catching flashbacks. PTSD in the studio.
But yeah, you trying to tell me something? Oh, talk closer to the microphone. Yes, I'll do that.
You can move this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. There we go. How's that sound? Pretty good?
You hear yourself?
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not cleaning pools right now.
Yeah.
I did some yesterday.
Hell yeah.
I shouldn't be telling the world, you try to be a comedian, like, oh, that comedian, he cleans people's swimming pools.
Man, that's okay, man. Look, we all got to, I have a job too, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't make any money from this. This is all of us trying to come up together kind of thing.
That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, you got to live. You got to live, bro.
Yeah.
You got to live. And if you clean pools, clean the fuck out the pools.
Yeah, I'm going to clean the fuck out.
Make your money, bro. I used to cut grass. You know, I mess with my dad. I used to own a grass cutting company when I first started comedy. And I eventually had to make that choice of, which one to pick, you know, because I did it for about a year and a half, and I had about 30 yards. But I did it for about a year and a half, but waking up at 5 in the morning after being out till 12 to maybe 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's hard.
It's rough after a while.
Because you also forget about your prep work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I forgot to put oil in that motherfucker.
Everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot, dude. It's a lot. So I had more than one job, so I put that to the side, and I survive off of fixing instruments now.
What would you do if people didn't pay you?
What, in grass cutting?
Yeah.
I had one lady who didn't. She still hasn't. It's my neighbor too.
Yeah.
You know, and she still has it. You know, just
that world.
yeah. She just doesn't. The guy across the street from me owns a grass cutting company also.
Oh, yeah.
And he came up to me. He was like, "What's up with them?" I was like, "They still haven't paid me." He was like, "Good. I'm not cutting their grass either." You know. So you just let them go about life, you know. It is what it is. I was a drug dealer for a long time, so I know how to take a loss from somebody who's.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take a loss.
Sometimes you got to take a loss.
Did you have to do kind of like, I feel like I'm interviewing you now, but like,
Yeah. You can.
Did you have to do like a drug dealer when you got a lawn, like you clean their lawn for free first, and then you're just like, that was a taste.
I have.
Yeah.
I actually have to get business. You know.
Yeah, you got to do that sometimes.
For certain people,
like,
you know.
See what I can do.
Or like if my person got me another client, you get a free grass cut.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. You got me another client because that's money in my pocket every week, you know, and you just start taking over the block one by one.
Boom.
Because I'm from Herrera, so everybody kind of knows everybody.
That's true.
Yeah, and like I was like a local kind of guy, you know. I didn't leave. I had a couple of yards over the bridge, but I didn't like going over the bridge. I would stick it to one day, you know.
I get that. I only had one West Bank pool.
Yeah.
But that guy was like a millionaire. So
Yeah.
he would like go to the LSU game or the Sugar Bowl and like text me. He's like, "I'll pay you $100 to go over and get my hot tub started."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, I'll go do that."
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's a good job, man. I had
loaded.
a rich dude too. My shop, my dad's shop, the music shop is in Old Metairie, and my dad knows a lot of rich people. We're far from that, you know what I mean? But he knew somebody, and he got me a job of working with the Grays, the Gray family, and they're like, I don't know if they're oil or whatever, but this dude was one of the richest people in families in Louisiana, and
I'm familiar with the Grays.
You're familiar with the Grays? So I know Mr. Gray, and man,
I drained his pool after Katrina.
Okay, dude, houses this man has.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's more than one.
he tried to get me for 12 an hour. I was like, nah, buddy, I work for myself. You pay me 15 to 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I work for myself, dude. But he
That's
was,
what they try to do. Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen that.
yeah. He saw I was a good worker, dude. I used to pluck. I used to go in his lawn and pluck the sprouts of oak trees out of his lawn.
Oh man,
I mean, thousands. Of fucking. I mean, dude, bro, and his lawn wasn't that big.
that's what he requested you to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like,
All right.
well, he was selling the property, so he wanted me to like micro pick the area.
Man, that's rich people.
And dude,
That's rich people.
it took me 6 months to micro pick this whole front lawn.
Jesus.
And I mean, take out everything, all the like pine needles and everything, take them all out. Nitpick every under bushes, dude. I mean, I'm living under a bush for 3 hours a day. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
just picking these things.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so funny with like super rich. Like they have these particular things that they ask of you.
Yeah.
I know there's something, but
Nitpicky.
oh yeah, they'd be like, hey, you see that right there? Can you get that and move it over 2 inches?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not fucking. It's about to rain.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one plant that I would have to like clean each leaf individually.
What?
Yes, he had two. It was actually two of them. They were in this. It was like two trees, but there were trees you can put on your porch in these big in these big pots. But they were like long leaves.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to go over each one of them with paper towels and this spray they wanted me to use, and like just go over each leaf.
This is
'Cause-
things you can't put in a resume.
Right.
You know, it's just like, but you're evolving. You know,
Yeah.
a talent, but it's just like I can only work for rich people. Like you start working for another rich person, and you're like, "Would you like your leaves cleaned?" And they're like, "What are you talking about? I don't."
Right, right, man. They do. They have the weirdest things they ask for, but you know, when you're getting paid and when you're doing the job, you got to do the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just learned over time. Like one thing my dad gave me is a good work ethic.
Hmm.
You know, I've always been able to like buckle down and do the job.
Me too, man. Me too. I feel like we could probably team up, build a pool real fast.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we got work ethic.
You ever seen those bush people videos?
The bush.
They'll take a fucking dude. These dudes take like a half a machete and just start digging, and they'll dig like a whole underground thing. Like it'll have a pool in it.
Oh yeah,
it'll-
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I've seen those on Facebook and shit. Yes.
Yeah, I get lost in those sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's just like, man, how can I build one of those?
You have the talent on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I don't have a stream next to me.
the innovation, right? The innovation that they got to use in their brains to come up with that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh man, no, they are really beautiful. They have skills. I saw this other guy that built a generator through the stream next to his house.
Wow.
Did you see that one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was just building with shit he had and like clay.
Yeah.
And he built his own little fucking dam and generator.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I believe it.
He put a road on top.
Wow.
But you can't put car. It's for like miniature cars.
Okay.
But it's like a.
I want to see that one now.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one. But,
they do a lot of cool things. I've seen one where they'll take a stream and reroute the stream into like a pool, and then it'll have like another spout where it flows into another spot, and it'll be like a double pool. And he built a house over the pool.
Man,
You know, and I'm
that's
like,
beautiful.
and it just built it up with rocks. You know, built the pools with rocks from the area.
And it's all sped up too. You don't really get to see how long it takes that shit because it looks like
Yeah.
it takes them to 2 hours.
Right.
But it's probably got to be 3 to 4 weeks.
My whole thing is where they're getting the electricity from to film it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. You got to charge those batteries.
you do. That's a lot of recording.
Yeah, it's just like, well, you didn't see that generator I built off of the fucking river over there. That's what's charging the batteries.
They doing it all off of a 32 gig SIM card. You know? It's just
Well, that kind of reminds me of my cousin's ranch on the North Shore. This is like 2 years after Katrina, so I had like this huge pump for draining swimming pools. And they have an above ground pool, but it was empty, and the water pressure over there, it's this little ranch on like I don't know, like 6, 7 acres,
Okay.
and there's a pond. They have a big pond. So I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring my pump, and we're gonna suck all the water out of the pond and
Oh
put it
wow.
into the pool.
Okay.
And then I brought a filtration system that's for an in-ground pool, and
Okay.
I hooked it up into the pool, and I got that water crystal clear in a day.
Nice.
Only problem is my cousin didn't tell me that he added more shock because he didn't think what I was doing was gonna work.
Okay.
And so when we got in there, if you had a like a blue or a red bathing suit, when you got out, it was white.
Bleached it.
Oh yeah, it was. I was just like, well, we can't go swimming now, so we have to get out the fucking pool.
That's something else you can't put on your resume.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like, so one time I pumped water out of a pond into a pool and made it beautiful. You know?
Right.
It was it was an awesome experience though. It was really cool to like. I made this pond water into beautiful water.
Yeah.
They just couldn't swim in it.
Yeah. That's, it'll
I
get
was
there.
mad at my cousin.
I bet you were. You ruined my project. You know what like guys like you. I mean, whenever we do something, we try to do it to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when something gets in the way of that kind of, you get feelings about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think that like translates into comedy with production a little bit. 'Cause
Definitely.
as soon as I walk into the room to set up the room, I'm like full go.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
if
I've
I,
seen you in your mode.
yeah, I get into a mode. And if I ever ask someone to help, if they're lagging, I'm like, well, you could just go sit on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't need you.
You get in the way. They kind of get in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if Isaac and I ever team up, Isaac's a worker. So
Yeah,
whenever-
Isaac's a beast.
yeah. So we'll compliment each other and like, he'll do this thing and I'll do this and I'll do that. And I don't even have to go looking for him
Yeah.
or anything like that.
It's good to have that that bond with somebody that y'all can just feed off of each other. Y'all know what needs to be done already.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes, like guys have that thing. We don't have to talk sometimes.
Yeah,
and we just
that's a
fucking know.
Beautiful thing.
It is.
Yeah.
We just come in and get it down, and we'll eventually speak to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just get our shit going, and then we're like, "What's up, dude? We got that shit popping."
Also, it's nice when they surprise you. Like,
Mhm.
oh, whoa, you just added another element. I didn't know you were going to bring a rug to the stage.
Right. Right. Hell yeah. Rug on the stage, baby.
You got to have a rug on a stage.
It's traction, baby.
But-
Traction.
But Isaac and I, my first show I ever ran was at Nirvana Cuisine on Magazine.
All right.
And that ran for like 8 months, but I got to know the owner very well. But I was tired of doing it because I started my own shows, to get
Yeah.
better. That was
Yeah.
the whole thing. And then I was like, okay, I'm taking a break from this. But right before the pandemic in 2019 in November, I go like, let's do a one-off show there. Isaac, would you join me? And the whole day we're setting up. Man, we busted ass all day. That's when LSU was playing really well. They had
Mhm.
like, they were phenomenal. Joe Burrow and shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't know they had a game that night. Oh man, we sold 2 tickets, and we had to pay $350 to use the room. The deal changed on me. It used to be
Yeah.
free. He's just like, no, I'm charging you.
Oh no.
Yeah. So and he, the owner said, which was fine. He says,
Right.
y'all provide all the alcohol and sell it and make money off the alcohol.
Yeah.
So we spent $250, $300 on alcohol. So we just canceled the show and then partied in the room for
good.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, let me tell you, I found out about that college games. You know Kyron Handgrove? He's another comic, but he's from the West Bank. I think he's from the West Bank. I know he lives over there right now, but he was when I started doing shit over there, he went there looking into doing an open mic over there at a place called Sydney's Saloon.
Oh, yeah.
And I went over there to the show, and the first show he did was on a night. It was LSU against Alabama.
Yeah.
In a bar on the West Bank, and on the West Bank, all they do is play pool, dude. You know
Oh
what
yeah.
I mean? People just play pool, drink, and
Oh
they
yeah.
scream. You know what I mean? They yell at each other from across the bar,
Yeah.
and it was a disaster, dude.
Yeah. Some places are not set for to succeed, and especially if place has pool tables.
College football is
Ruins comedy shows.
Jesus Lord, it does. I mean, the Saints people will still come out through the
Oh yeah.
Saints games, but college is something different, bro. It's weird. it's
Yeah, people disappear. Like it becomes a ghost town.
Yeah.
Like it's a major risk for sure. Like
it is.
trying to pull off a comedy show, and also you don't know when they're going to schedule those fucking games.
Yeah.
Like you don't know. Because they try to make it like, oh fuck, LSU's good this year. Let's put it at 7
Yeah.
instead of noon or whatever.
Plus, we got so much to worry about already. Why we don't
Oh, God.
think the last thing on our mind is worrying about when LSU plays. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
sorry, I love LSU, but like that's the last thing on a producer's mind, and or it's even hard sometimes to when you get into this thing. I've seen it become a blur to me to where like, oh shit, a holiday is coming up. You know what I mean? Like Christmas. I haven't even started doing my Christmas material yet.
yeah.
I need to start doing that shit. It's
Yeah.
Christmas time, you know.
So what? You got like 10 minutes on Christmas?
I got a few minutes. It's at least like 6.
Yeah.
You know, it's at least around there.
I don't know if I have any Christmas material. I had an uncle flick holy water at me at Christmas once.
Okay. You're heathen.
Yeah, in front of everyone, and like usually people, if anyone throws any kind of thing at you, they go, that was out of line. But everyone at the table is just like, yeah, that was probably good.
Yeah. He needed that. Just
Yeah.
a touch of Jesus right there.
I was like, why am I wet? I just turn around. And then he was just like, yeah, I just got all this holy water. It's just like half price or something,
You look like you had the most devil in you in the room, so I had to.
guess so. I'm a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, man, how long have you been doing comedy?
I think 11 and a half years now.
11 and a half years. All in New Orleans for the most part?
Mm-hmm.
I know you do some traveling sometimes. You got some really good friends from being in the scene for so long.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, dude. You get, like, the really good comics coming through.
Yeah, it's nice, for sure. For years you would see everyone get to open for people, and then one day, you got an opportunity to do it, and then, like, all of a sudden you just become, like, sort of this guy, and, like, feature is great, because it's nice, especially as a producer, to be on a show, and you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, here's an audience
It is
for me,
nice.
Obviously, you want to be there one day,
Mhm.
being the headliner, but it's definitely nice to do that. And, people like Sean Patton's definitely been a mentor, especially business-wise.
He's a great dude, too.
Great guy.
He is, dude, when I met him, y'all came to Howlin' Wolf, dude, and I met him. He is just like a cheerful guy, you know.
So cheerful.
He's like, it really was like meeting Santa Claus, kind of like in the flesh.
Yeah.
I was like, if he had a red sack with some presents in it, he would be Santa.
Yeah.
He was great, bro. He helped me. Y'all both helped me name my show that night. What the fuck
yeah?
are they yelling?
Yeah.
Just I couldn't. Yeah, dude. That's it. I couldn't believe how nice he was.
Yeah, that is something about him compared to a lot of the comics, that are headliners and out in New York and stuff. He will help you. He will tell you what he thinks. He'll obviously he adores the scene here.
Yeah.
He's even thought about moving back. I don't think he's going to.
I see that about him. I like that. He's like the one bigger comic that has come from here that he'll like implement himself back into the scene just to get the feel of it, And not too many guys will do that. I haven't seen it from too many people, but Sean Patton has. You know, he's a very authentic person. I like that.
Yeah, if I have a struggling show, he'll like retweet it. And
Nice.
like do things like that for me. Other comics would be like, well, I ain't fucking doing that.
Right.
He's he definitely tries to help you out, and Also, I've learned a ton of business from him. But man, the pandemic like completely fucked everything. He and I were
Yeah.
gonna like we were putting together a comedy festival,
Really.
and then the pandemic happened. Like I made like all kinds of like sponsorship booklets,
Hmm.
and then the owner of Mason was gonna join in, and then the pandemic
Oh,
happened. He's like, I gotta concentrate on my career. I'm like, I'm not doing it unless you're doing it. So,
right.
because I didn't want to do it in the first place, but then Sean's like, you want to run a comedy festival again? I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, because then I don't have to do all the fucking work, because I got Sean here.
Yeah.
He's a bringer, but yeah, that pandemic fucked up some
He is
shit.
a bringer. I mean, have y'all talked about maybe bringing it back up in the future?
No, I feel like doing the production that I already do already consumes my mind so much that
Yeah.
it prevents me from writing. So if I
Ah,
have to run a comedy festival, my writing just goes out the window
right.
because I get consumed. I'll get consumed. I'm like, okay, how do I, like just where to put a light,
Right.
for like a show that, for a stage that doesn't have like a great lighting system.
Yeah.
I'll even like last night, I got the show this Saturday. I'm like, and I bought a Chauvet 56 Slim Par, and I'm like, I don't even know where to put that, and I'll think for like 2 hours where I can put that, and I'm
Hmm.
like, I should be thinking of funny things. So if I
Yeah.
put a comedy festival together, it'll consume me.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like doing that.
I get that too. Like just from producing shows the last few years and stuff, sometimes I just want to sit back and think about nothing
Yeah,
because it gets so consuming. Like yeah, I gotta book everybody, I gotta promote it, I gotta do everything I need to do,
yeah,
and when I'm done with that, I still gotta write jokes
yeah. You got to think about
because
jokes.
I need something new for every month that I'm doing my shit in there because on the West Bank I get a lot of repeats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could say the same jokes or whatever, but I
Oh yeah.
try I try to bring like a new five up top at least.
At least, like oh, he's saying something different. Yeah,
Right.
I get that feeling for
Right.
sure. There is a perk with Dragons Den. I know we have our regulars, but I'd say 50%, sometimes more, can be out of towners
Yeah.
because we are close to the French Quarter.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like it is important to keep writing, especially if the crowd's gonna see you a lot.
Yeah. And it's hard to do that too. Like you say, you got to come up with new material and something new
Yeah, I was
all
doing a
the time.
butthole joke again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I already know what happens.
Right. Right. You fucking felon. What the fuck?
Yeah, we know. We know. Yeah, sold drugs. Used to cut grass. We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got a new tag. I got a new
Yeah.
tag on it.
I need
Yeah,
y'all to hear it and laugh at it for me.
Yeah.
We're recording this one in the back.
that is nice. What's well, like, you know, as you learn, like, because there are those concerns about whether or not, like, like the audience already knows this bit, but you do have a tag
Yeah.
that's new, or maybe two, and you just gotta go like, I'm gonna tell the joke, because sometimes I'll get in my own head. I'll speed through the joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, tell the joke.
Yeah.
Fuck these people.
Yeah.
You gotta set up the new tag,
Right.
because if you fucking speed through it, then the tag's ruined.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is
And I come across a lot of people who do come to the shows, and they'll come up and after they'll be like, "Yo, I like what you did with that joke that I heard you do before." They notice that type of stuff too. Whenever
do.
you know,
that is cool.
and it's a good feeling when people notice what your work that you're doing and just trying to figure your lane out.
Hmm.
You know, there's a lot of good support in our comedy scene.
I agree.
Through the people who come and support the shows, like the audience.
Oh man, there are like there's this family, like their last name's the Harveys,
Okay.
and they would come to Carrollton Station every week. We're like friends now,
Okay.
But they would come up to me and do my cum bit in front of me, and like salty, and like now it's just like like my bit is now an inside joke amongst them,
Yeah.
and
That's awesome.
whenever that happens, whenever I'm not feeling a joke anymore, I just think about them,
Yeah.
or like people that have liked the joke, and I'm like, okay, it is a funny joke. When you tell something
Yeah.
too many times. But yeah, we're friends now.
We feel bad about that as comics too, because it's like it's such a good joke. It's like, oh, they remember it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's a good thing, but it's a bad thing in our minds.
Oh yeah.
You remember it, so now I feel like I have to. I mean, and we should be up in our game as much as we could
Completely.
on a continuous basis. But that's where that overwhelming thing comes into. I'm recently I'm stepping back my show and I'm making it a free show. I think next year,
I get it.
and I'm looking to another place to do a book show,
Mhm.
and on this side of the river.
Nice.
You know,
Do you have a venue in mind?
I do.
Nice.
I do. I got to go talk to the owner. He's giving me the yes, but I've been so busy in November, I haven't been able to do anything. And it's December now. Like,
Yeah.
I got like this 10-day frame that I'm here in the city right now,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to Michigan
Yeah.
for like till after Christmas.
Nice.
You know, so I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to get done.
And that's where you're from?
No, I'm from
No,
the
you're
West
one of
Bank.
the West Bank.
Yeah, I'm from the West Bank. My mother and my child's from
What
Michigan.
am I talking about?
Yeah. You know these things.
Yeah, it's just like no one talks like that in Michigan.
No, they don't. Oh, now I'm going to chill with my son. I got a couple of shows
Beautiful.
that I got lined up there.
Oh, great.
So I like it up there, man. They got a good scene up there.
That's good.
I've gotten to do a few good rooms.
It is so nice doing stand up out of town.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what it feels like. Like we have a great place to get ready for out of town
Oh,
shows.
completely.
You know, I see it a lot. Like when we travel to other places, people are like, "Man, these New Orleans guys, they are
yeah.
well put together."
Yeah.
You
'Cause,
know?
also the mics are like shows.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like we get to really get a test
Yeah,
of the bits. You know. I mean, like obviously, if you're in New York, I'd say you have a good chance of being funny, but it's got to be miserable going to open mics in New York and getting
Man.
1 minute.
let me tell you. Last night, I had a guy come in in my another bar, and he it's the first time at another bar. You know what I mean? And now it was the beginning of the show, and no crowd was there yet.
Yeah.
I didn't catch a crowd till like 7 people in last night, and this dude did like a joke about him being a pedophile.
Oh, bro.
like about him looking like a pedophile.
Okay, gotcha.
Not being I said that wrong. About him looking like a pedophile. He had the mustache, the hat. It was
Yeah.
like, you know, and it was a okay joke.
You must have thought he was a pedophile, though.
He had that creepy vibe to him.
Yeah.
But then he did like 2 other jokes, and he didn't get. It was crickets in that bitch. You telling comics jokes, you know what I mean? And he was like, that shit killed in New York last week. He was like, you know what? I got 4 minutes left. I'm gonna continue to do this. I ain't got no more material.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know what? Good night, y'all. And he got off of the stage. I was like, oh Lord. That's why when you mentioned New York, I was like, oh Lord, last night this dude.
Yeah. It killed last night.
We're in 2
I mean-
different places in New York, yeah, but we're in 2 different places. I was like, welcome to New Orleans, dog.
Yeah. Work on that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. People think you got one good joke, it's going to take
Yeah,
them
we
forever.
all look like pedophiles, bro. All of us do. Why do you think you look like a pedophile? Why is that funny?
Right.
Be funnier about it.
Right. He had that was his one joke but you could see it coming a mile away. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "Dude, you're gonna do a pedophile joke. As soon as he started opening his mouth, I was like, he's gonna do a pedophile joke.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Well, I mean, maybe he's right then.
I mean, he did look like one.
Like, this dude's about to tell a
he
pedophile
was,
joke.
he was a carny too.
Oh, okay.
You know, he set up the carnivals. That's
Oh.
what he told me he did.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think you would lie about that.
no, he said he was like the background, like they partied after they just set up the tents and set up the rides or whatever, and then they fucking sit back and get drunk and fucked up.
Oh, man. They didn't
But-
have to break down?
Yeah, they'd break down, I guess.
Hammered.
Hammered,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, that's why somebody dies on a carny fucking on a ride at a festival in
Yeah.
some random town every once in a while. The carny got too fucked up.
Did you like you're like grammar school? Did y'all have rides like little fairs every year?
Did we? No, I went to CT Jeanette. We didn't have a fair, but that was like in Jean Lafitte area
Yeah.
almost. So there was a fair by Belle Promenade.
Mm-hmm.
that we would go to. But I mean, people started getting shot over there. So
Oh, okay. That's
yeah, this
yeah.
it didn't matter what parking lot they put it in either. You know
What
what I
if that's
mean?
extra?
Just Marrero shit. Like we're gonna have this here in Bell Promenade parking lot,
Yeah.
and it lasted for a few years till there was a shooting, and then they put it into another parking lot, and it lasted until there was a shooting. And
Jesus.
they found one parking lot where I don't think has been a shooting yet, but it
Oh,
comes
okay,
around.
that's good.
Yeah, it's good. they
It's just
finally
like,
they finally found their middle
I
ground.
wonder what the logic is there. It's like, it's just like, yeah, we're gonna find out if bullets don't work here.
Yeah, just move around until we get that right area.
Well, I gotta say, like, this is crazy. Like,
Well, they took it out of Marrero too.
they did,
Yeah, they put it in like Harvey or Terrytown area.
and like they had the Ferris wheel and all that shit.
Yeah.
Gravitron.
The zipper, boy. The Gravitron. You ever been on the zipper? I threw up on the zipper.
Which one's a zipper?
The one that flips in the cage.
See, I never did it.
No?
I was too much of a chicken shit.
Yeah, look, I ate McDonald's and I got on there with one of my best friends, and God rest his soul, he's gone now. But he kept rocking the cage, dude.
Oh yeah.
He kept riding. We were flipping. I mean, we were flipping, and we stopped, and I was turning green, and he kept rocking the cage, and I just hurled everywhere.
Some people are just different. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't get the satisfaction of spinning all the time, but you know, I would see people do that to people. Like they'll just
Yeah.
because the ride will stop, and they're like, "Let's just keep making it spin." I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
What's fun about
Let's
that?
take it easy here.
I'll watch it.
He was trying to get me to throw up, and he did. He knew it was a mistake as soon as he kept going. Though.
Did it get all over you?
It got all over me. I was covered. I mean, we were at the top of this thing too, bro. I was
Yeah.
covered. It was dripping down to other cages.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Oh my god.
And then I had to walk in front. I had to walk about a half a football field to a hose, covered in vomit.
Yeah.
I mean, literally half of my body was covered in vomit.
Were you like, this is fake vomit? This is fake vomit.
There was no faking that vomit, dude. It was bad looking. It was bad.
Oh man.
That's the only time it's ever happened to
Yeah, I
me.
just ate 13 oranges, so everyone knows.
That's a McDonald's fry right
Yeah.
there.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So let me ask you, what made you start comedy?
I was 29 and I was turning 30, and I wanted to do it before I turned 30, and just to do it. And then I went up once, and I'm like, well, I can do better than that. And then that was it.
Okay, yeah, they got bit by the bug.
Yeah, I was a manager at a good job.
Okay.
I lost that job a year later
Okay.
because I was trying to do this as much as possible. It was like,
Yeah.
so that's, I've always wanted to do it. I was, stage fright probably kept me from doing it,
Okay.
yeah, at a younger age.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your first? Did you ever get like on stage any kind of way in school?
Not talking, probably just standing there.
Just standing there.
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember what your first influence in comedy was?
I always loved the early, early '90s, late '80s SNL. I loved all
Okay.
that stuff.
Chris
you know,
Farley, baby.
And also, like, Comedy Central was phenomenal with putting stand-up on throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the show that they had. It was like they would show 20 seconds or 30 seconds of a comedian. They'd flip to another comic, and they would just
Okay.
show that for an hour. And it was always stand-up. So Comedy Central, just generally, just watching, I loved seeing stand-up all the time. But I'm trying to think, like, who would make me giggle all the time,
You remember your first, the first person you ever watched do stand up?
I guess I saw Eddie Murphy, but, like, I saw that when it came out, and I shouldn't have been watching that, you
Yeah.
know, because I was, like, probably 6.
Yeah.
But I must say, like, it has to be the SNL stuff, even though that's sketch. I think I was more destined to eventually do sketch,
Yeah.
and then I fell into the stand-up, which I feel like
I
works
think they
for me.
kind of go one in a hand. We
Hmm.
have the stand up thing opens many doors. We
Yeah,
got different doors that we should all explore.
definitely.
What?
Also, my dad was very much an influence on me.
Okay,
He's very funny.
that's awesome.
You know.
That's awesome. That's good. My people always tell me my dad's funny and stuff too.
Yeah.
And then I say, I'm the comic. I'm the funny one. No, but my
Yeah.
dad, he has his moments. You know.
Well, also I knew his trick, so I feel like training in a sense was just getting him laughing because I could
Okay.
make him laugh for like 40. I can make him crawl on the ground laughing.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
And it felt really good. And sometimes I would embellish the stories just to get those little triggers out of him. But he would make me laugh too. Too many inside jokes to explain.
But that's awesome that you got to have that kind of relationship with your dad.
Yeah.
I've never been able to make my dad like fall on the ground laughing, or it's hard for me to make my dad laugh. He likes clean comedy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like fully clean comedy too.
Hmm.
And I mean, he's heard me talk about him on stage, so he doesn't like that. I think,
I'm sure.
but he's getting used to it. Like the people that I do talk about in my family, they get used to it.
I think I had that as well. I started explaining to my dad how I have a bit about him. He kind of like shut down. And so it kind of, I don't say it too much because it isn't that great, but he would just buy too many. Whenever he would buy a new car, he'd keep the old car.
Yeah,
And so I just said, yeah, my dad's now got a parking, he sells cars out of front of his house because he keeps keeping the old car when he buys a new one.
yeah.
A used car lot but as soon as I started explaining that, he kind of shut down. So like, yeah,
And I was talking to Mo Alexander about something like that, and about like why we do jokes about people and stuff. And I told him about somebody I wanted to talk about, but they had passed away, and he was like, "Man, that's how we commemorate them."
yeah,
People we do jokes about. It's love. It's not hatred. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It comes out of love. And I think whenever people hear us do jokes about them, at first they think it's like a hatred kind of thing.
yeah,
And once they get used to us, like, oh, okay,
oh yeah,
yeah, they get used to it. Like my dad, he gets used to it. I'm afraid for my mother to come to a show.
yeah,
I am honestly afraid because she will talk. I think,
oh
and
yeah,
try to correct the joke in her way.
yeah. That's not
And
what happened.
Yeah, it's like, all right, mom, you're never coming to a show again.
Yeah, no.
Dang it.
I have a best friend joke, but it's about my cousin.
Yeah,
Just trying to protect him.
right.
But yeah, honestly, best friend kind of works better anyway.
Yeah,
But yeah, I get that. Uh, you know, um, yeah, I just don't want to hurt his feelings because I wrote down a bit about him and he saw it and he's like, don't ever say that. And I'm like,
really.
you like Skittles. I don't know what to say. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's an honor, I think, to have a joke written about you in that kind of way.
Yeah, I think I I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever written a joke about me. I'm
Yeah.
sure I've been in one roast show, but like I feel like it would take me some time to get used to. I'm like that's about me.
Yeah.
Son of a
Well, a
bitch.
roast show is
Different.
Different.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I mean? It could be a roast could be a good thing, or it could be a blatant a blatant thing. Somebody you're going
Yeah.
against that has a secret thing that they don't like you or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell this whole crowd
Yeah.
what the way I feel about you.
I've
Keep it
seen some
joke.
vent sessions on,
Yeah.
on the what was the beefing?
Okay.
You remember that one?
Dude, beefing was amazing.
I loved beefing.
I loved it too. I never got to do it, but beefing was great.
I did it once. I lost. I had one good roast, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm not good at this.
Dude, I was in the room whenever Mary Devin Dupuis and Jeffrey Gaucher went against each other.
Oh,
and
bruh.
that was the greatest battle I
I
probably.
think everyone was in the room for that one.
Jesus Lord, that shit was amazing.
They were stinging each other.
Yeah, they were. It was. I still laugh at it to this day.
Yeah.
It was such a close battle, bro. But it was great to watch.
But like you were saying, I've seen some people like sort of get in a fight. Like not a fight, but
Yeah.
they're like literally every roast is personal.
Yeah.
And
Bring their feelings into it.
I know where I'm at because I don't book everyone, so I don't even know if I want to even be on those shows because
Right.
I've even seen it happen, and I'm not even on the roast. And all of a sudden, I hear a roast, Vincent Zambon. I'm like, I'm not even on the show. Like the
Yeah.
audience doesn't know who I am.
Right.
So I think that's part of why I've held back because I don't feel like being vented to.
Yeah.
Like roast me.
Right.
Make fun of my belly button, my average penis or whatever.
Right.
Just like I don't feel like being vented out.
Right. And that's why I think some people take that shit too far.
Uh-huh.
People I think can get in their feelings personally, and it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
And I've been in a couple road shows now, so I get that.
Yeah.
I've had people fucking. It felt like attacked. You understand? Like
Yeah.
attacked.
I feel
Oh.
attacked. Have you ever felt attacked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just on a show last weekend where a comic basically tried to. I'm not even gonna say what they said, but they tried
Sure.
to attack me. First chance they got on the mic was attacking me, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Really? That's what you do?"
Yeah. Was there a punchline
Um,
to their roast?
in the beginning there was, but at the end it was blatant asshole
Yeah,
type
bitter.
shit. Like, remember, this is what I said about this person.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's blatant assholism, and I was like, all right, that's where you. And they were a comic that just moved here. You know what I mean? They don't know me. They don't know me past go. They don't know that I'm
Sure.
a nice person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
You're
just
very nice.
they just took that route that I'm not gonna like this person,
Mm.
and I'm gonna try to make other people not like this person.
Ah.
Which is a bad idea to do because you don't know
Yeah.
who really anybody is in the scene.
I made fun
You
of
know what I
like
mean?
your grass cutting skills or something.
No, it was more about parenting.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I'm a bad parent, and
Right.
I was like, you don't know me like that, bro.
Yeah, get out
You
of
know
here.
what I mean? Like, that's too personal. This is the second time you've met me. Get out of here. with
That is
shit.
way out of line.
Exactly. It really is. I had to grab the mic and explain, like, I'm at a show now. Be that it may, we had 2 people in the room. That
Yeah.
was our audience. But at the same time, what are you doing?
Let me let you know that my child has 3 pairs of shoes.
Yes, no, my kid, and I know that I'm a good dad, and I'm there for my kid and stuff like
Definitely,
that.
man.
And it's when people try to do blatant like shit like that, it's like, what are you doing, bro?
That's-
Are you trying to be a part of the scene, or are you trying to get banned from a side of the scene that you are obviously on a show of that you want to be part of?
Yeah.
And it's not even that I want to try to get somebody banned. I'm a nice person.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I mean? But
definitely out of line.
I'm a type of person. All right, I'll let one go, and then I'll give another chance. You do it again, like I don't really want 3 strikes on you.
No.
I don't try to give that person that satisfaction
No.
again.
Yeah, man. That's see that it becomes like I would rather just be roasted like that
It's counterproductive.
because also like I can't even see the audience laughing. They're just like some weird shit going on. Stage.
Exactly, it makes them look bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes them look bad, and I don't think they realize that.
Yeah. Now, yeah. What can you even do with that?
Nothing, I just keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I went up there and I told a joke. I made it known like we were both broke.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my girl broke, and that's why we weren't together.
Yeah.
And I told a joke.
Yeah. Boom.
Kept it rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional, dude.
That guy, he probably
It was a female.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I get some crazy hatred,
Yeah.
dog. I get on the low hatred until
Yeah.
that moment
Yeah.
happens.
It was my baby's mama.
Yeah. It wasn't my baby mama. It was.
I know.
No, but that's a weird thing. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be productive in the scene and bring it up, and you just got weird things that go on.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? You
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing here. We're trying to we bring people in all the time from out of town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would you seclude yourself from a part
No,
of that
totally.
by doing something foolish like that?
Did y'all talk after the show? Not one bit.
Nah. It was too blatant, dude. I'm not trying. It felt like when people do that type of stuff, it feels like they're trying to get that gangster out of me.
Yeah.
That old, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to subject myself to that shit.
Yeah. No,
You
that's
know?
good.
I've grown to a maturity point where I can walk right past you.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I'm pretty good with that too. I went to Verdi Mart.
No.
pretty much this sandwich shop in the French Quarter.
Okay, I knew it sounded familiar. I know what
It's
you're talking about.
Fucking great. You
Yeah.
got to get all that jazz.
Okay.
But great sandwich. But after fuck yeah, sometimes like comics disperse. I'm like, I'm gonna go get a sandwich. So I'll go over there. I get a sandwich, and I got in line. I got in line to. You got to get in line to order the sandwich from the counter first, and then right when I get in line, this couple's like, "Oh, we've been in line." I'm like, "You were like 15 feet away. How could you be in line 15 feet away?"
Yeah.
And they were like mad at me.
You're
Like, all I did was get in line, and they're like, "We've been in line." I'm like, "Well, y'all were like 15 feet that way. How could you be in line 15 feet that way? Like, we're in line."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was getting like really pissed about how they were talking to me
Right.
and how absurd it was. But then I was like, y'all go ahead. I'm not gonna get into this stupid
Yeah, it's not that big of a
circle.
deal.
You know, I've learned to do that too. Just try to like, okay, these people are obviously a little obsessed
Yeah.
and psycho,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna let it. Y'all go ahead.
Right.
I'm in no rush.
Right.
There's other examples of that, but that's the one that came to mind.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. Do you believe in like God,
I'm not very religious.
or have you ever like dipped into the Bible any kind of way?
Not in like 20 years.
All right. Well, I mean, there's one principle in there that whatever we're in right now, it will pass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This too shall pass.
Yeah,
And that's
definitely.
kind of the way I look at it. I've grown to look at it, and I've opened my eyes to that a lot more. Like,
Definitely.
okay, this situation might be happening. I don't have to get out of my character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they don't know who my character used to be,
Yeah.
And I don't need to do that with them, because who are they really?
Yeah.
Who are they really in my life? So I've been able to like really,
You're gonna forget about it in 5 days or less.
yeah, this too shall pass. You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody out there who's having a bad day or living a miserable life, and they
Yeah.
want to take it out on somebody else.
Unless someone like cuts you down, like not on like a roast show, and then you don't think about the comeback until like 3 days later.
Right.
That's the worst.
Right.
Like, oh man.
Yeah. Wait till next time I see them.
Yeah, you better be like, and then they get you back real good the second time. You're like, oh, now my shit doesn't even work.
Right. Man, thank you for coming in today,
Yeah,
bro.
buddy, this
you got
was great.
You got anything you want to plug right quick?
Well, I would say like, please check out our Instagram for the I guess the company now in a way. It's Good Comedy. Check out It's Good Comedy on
And
Instagram.
it is good comedy.
Yeah, It's Good Comedy. I'm bringing in headliners. Well, this will be out after the Caitlin Palufo shows, but we'll be having Caitlin Palufo this coming weekend.
Nice.
And then we got Sean Patton for 2 shows in one night, December 23rd.
Nice.
Yeah, and Shep's going to be opening for the second show.
Cool.
And
Shep's great, dude. She killed in my room last night.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Murderer.
Murder.
Complete murderer. And check out itsgoodcomedy.com. Follow me at the Zambon on Twitter, and on Instagram I'm at Vincent Zambon Comedy. I think that's really it. Yeah, man, I was fucking so happy to be here.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, y'all can make sure to follow Vincent on all platforms. You guys go to the shows, man. I'm gonna be there January 20th. I'm gonna be at Dragon's Den. It's a Friday night. It's going down, baby. I love that room, man. It's a great room.
Best show in town.
Show.
No.
There's a lot of great shows, but this is definitely one of the longest running and best shows in town.
Yeah,
I do
it's a
give
good
it.
time.
It is a
Come see
very
us.
good show. He's always got like surprise drop-ins. You never know who's gonna be on the show. And I love that you pull in people from other states too.
Yeah,
you know. If you like this episode, man, hit that subscribe button, you guys. Hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're ever on Ferret Street on a Tuesday night, come to Another Bar. I do a great show every Tuesday night. Another Bar, we start around 8:30 and we go to around 12 o'clock. And just keep on the lookout for everything, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in today at Pickles House, man. Thank you for coming in, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
right.
Y'all have a good day.